I'm a fat kid. Why do you even have
22
to ask?
degrees. 22 degrees. It's cold. I talked to one of your buddies the other day.
You did.
Somebody
She
from
told me.
Colorado? Yeah.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Yeah, Kansas City.
She
That's
told
right.
me y'all had
Kansas
a nice
City.
little chat.
Kansas City. Talking about Sammy.
Yep, that's what she told me.
All right.
Coach, did you like the way the defense responded today, and any new revelations after watching the film of the scrimmage?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're, they those guys they take a lot of pride in what they do. The other day was like I said, just kind of a day where offense made a lot of plays. Watching the tape, there was a lot of good defensively. It really was. We just couldn't really ever stay in sync. When they'd get a stop, there'd be a penalty. It was just kind of, but offensively, pretty much what I thought. Really did some good things, made a lot of plays. The biggest disappointment, not disappointment, but the biggest thing coming out of that is, okay, here's where we are. We got to get here, just from a detail standpoint, just focus standpoint, just overall awareness of not just, okay, this is what I'm doing, but really understanding why you have to do it that way and how it impacts the play. So we just got a lot of that stuff on both sides, even on special teams. A lot of, it was great to get it all on tape, to see themselves on tape. So now all the things we've been coaching, a lot of drills, a lot of technique, whether it's, like I say, whether it's something in special teams that we've been coaching, something we've been coaching on offense or defense, but to be able to see some of the things get exposed on tape in a live situation, now we can, hopefully take a good step and everybody learn from everybody else's mistakes. But not disappointed with anything that I saw, other than just some details that weren't, and some technique that just wasn't what it needed to be. And but it gives us something to coach off of and a good starting point, and we'll go from there. We're going to go back in the morning and have a pretty extensive situational scrimmage. We'll control it. The other day was just a true scrimmage, and this will be all situations. We'll make sure we get everything covered, and then we'll go back and watch that tape and really teach and coach a lot on each situation as we go through the tape, because we'll have a lot of work, and I'll change it up as we go through the day, all the way to last plays of the game. Ball's on the 30, there's 2 seconds on the clock, it's the last play of the game. You're on offense, you're on defense. Ball's on the 15, there's 2 seconds on the clock, it's the last play. So we're just trying to teach them, put them in as many game-like situations as we can. We're trying to prepare for the year, and this is the time to do it, because it's all ball right now. We've got lots of meeting time, lots of opportunities for walkthroughs, and a lot of practice opportunities. So just trying to make it all count. Tomorrow will be a double day for us, what we call a double day. We'll come back tomorrow night with a walkthrough, and which will be good, and then we'll come back on Wednesday with another good tough practice, and then the goal is Thursday to have another true scrimmage. So clean it up on Friday, slow it down, and kind of have a little bit more of a slower pace mental day on Friday, and then it'll be about kind of resting and recovering and getting ready for the stretch run.
Now that you've seen that game tape and a certain number of practices, Kelly, to borrow a golf term, still kind of the leader at the turn?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep evaluating every single rep, every single day. When it's time to say, hey, this is where we are, we'll make that statement. But Kelly has had a few really, really good days. I'm really proud of him. He's as I said the other day, he's accepted the challenge, and he's improved drastically. He had a great scrimmage the other day. Trevor continues to get better. Chase continues to get better. They're still freshmen. They still make mistakes. But I'm excited about what I'm seeing. And, the one thing I can probably definitely say is regardless of how it plays out, I don't see a situation early where we just play one guy. I mean, you're going to have some guys that are going to deserve to play. This is a situation that's, if somebody separates, it's probably going to take place in the games, because you talk about incredible competitors that are up to the task, and I'm really proud of how they're competing, and we'll keep grinding it out, man. We got a ways to go.
Coach, coming out of the scrimmage the other day, the skilled guys seem to have a lot of success. Nobody mentioned the tight end group. Would you see how the tight end group coming out of the scrimmage?
Solid day. I think Milan had 1 or 2 small grabs, but nothing major down the field in the passing game. But sometimes, you have your better days when you don't really have a stat line, and especially at that position. That position is far less about stats as it is about execution in your protections, in the run game. Did you do the right things in the pass game as far as your routes and so forth, and obviously finishing when you get the opportunity. But I thought we did some good things. I'm really pleased with our tight ends. I think we're definitely same thing. We're way ahead there than we were this time last year. Not even close. Getting Garrett back has been a good addition for us. Got Braden back today. Chalk has continued to improve. So we got a good group, but solid day. But that's a position that I would say that we got to clean some things up technically, and especially when we're getting pressure as far as our footwork, to give ourselves a chance to block some of those guys when they're beating us inside.
Yeah, but when you say play multiple guys, you think 2 guys or 3
We
guys?
might play 4. We might play 4 of them. Renfro might play some quarterback.
What do you, I guess, 2 quarterback system wise? What other quarterback systems have you kind of watched film on, maybe to run a 2 quarterback system?
I ain't watching. I'm worried about Clemson. I ain't worried about nobody else. I'm worried about Clemson. All I know is we got guys that can win, and Kelly's done nothing to lose the job. He came out of spring first. He's done nothing to lose the job. He's had a great camp, but we don't play him for. He may go in the tank next week. I have no idea. And Trevor has done nothing to lose ground. I mean, he's continued to improve, and then Chase Bryce has probably made the most improvement from where he was in the spring. He's probably the most improved. Just really pleased with those guys. I really am. So, we'll see how it plays out. But if we played today, we wouldn't play just one guy. I ain't worried about what anybody else does. I'm worried about Clemson. I'm worried about, whoever goes out there, they better get the job done. If they don't, they ain't playing. So we're not going to play people to make them happy. We're going to play the people that win. And if you play well, great. But again, for us, maybe it just. Well, that's what happened last year. Kelly just went whoop, the last part of camp, and maybe that happens again. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you feel like you have 8 or 9 up front on the offensive line?
Yeah, that's one area that I'm really encouraged. Especially with what I saw Saturday.
Sure.
Because I thought they blocked well. They protected well. Had 0 turnovers. That first group especially. But no, we've really developed some versatility up front. Like what I'm seeing, and from a lot of those guys. So I think that's a strength for our team. Just like our D line's a strength, our offensive line is a strength for us, and I'm excited about it.
We also saw that Justin Ross catch on Twitter that kind of blew up. How rare is it to have a freshman come in and do what he's done?
Yeah, well, that's what he did in high school. He made plays like that all the time. But he's and that's a play. You make a play like that, and everybody goes, "Oh my God, he's got to be in there every snap." But there's a lot you got to do. He's still a freshman. He still makes mistakes, and he's got to become a more complete player. But that's just a gift. He's incredibly blessed when it comes to his ball skills. But the other thing is he's an effort guy. He's got a motor. He plays at a full speed tilt, and when he makes a mistake, he usually doesn't repeat it. He's very coachable. So I'm really pleased with him, and it was awesome to see him in that setting finish some of those plays. That's great for his confidence and all those things. And it wasn't just him. T. Higgins made some great plays. DeAndre had a big-time one-handed catch. TJ Chase finished a couple of great plays. It was across the board. Those guys, we had a lot of big plays. We threw and caught the ball well, and it wasn't that guys were running wide open. We just made some very competitive plays, and that's very encouraging. The quarterbacks put the ball where they needed to give them a chance to make a play.
You've had some guys.
You said Kelly is drastically improved. Where specifically on that?
Just the speed of the game that he plays at. The game has just slowed down for him. You guys go back to this time last year. He hasn't played much. He had probably 100 snaps or less in 2 years, and he hadn't played much quarterback since high school. And so this was a big task for him last year. But it's just his confidence. It's night and day from where he was this time last year. Not that he lacked it. It's just you don't know what you don't know. You all get better from experience, and so his confidence is tremendously higher. But the game is just slower for him. And so as a result, he's playing faster. He's processing things faster. He's being very consistent with his decision making. Very consistent. He's thrown the ball extremely well. Down the field. He's been very accurate on our intermediate throws. Just really all of it. His leadership has been much more assertive than this time last year. That just kind of comes with the territory, and I think again, and it doesn't matter. I mean, he doesn't just go all once. He just goes about his business, and he's just focused at what he's doing. He knows that every rep he takes is being graded at a high level, just like all those other guys. And somebody wins the day every day, and we're keeping a tally. All right, and if it's a tie, we write a tie. Somebody's right. He won this day. Okay, this guy won that. It's a battle all the way through. Every practice counts. Every drill counts. Every period counts. And those guys have embraced that. And just really pleased with what I've seen so far from all of them.
You've had some guys banged up. Goodrich, Trevion, Jurgen. What's their status right now?
They're all doing better. Mario was back in there today. I think he was in green. Trevion was out, but doing better. And then Richard, I don't know. He went back to the doctor today for another checkup, so I don't really know. He had a stinger, and that was kind of why he was out. So he went back today to get another checkup. I thought I saw him out here, but I didn't. I don't. He wasn't in there, so I don't know. We'll find out what Danny says after that.
With the neck again?
It was just like his shoulder, like a stinger in his shoulder.
With the RPOs being a big part of the offense, did Trevor deal with RPOs in high school, and has that maybe been the biggest adjustment for him, or for the read?
He did everything. He did everything in high school from the 9th grade on. I mean, there's not much that we do that he hadn't done. I think the biggest difference is the protections. There's a lot more that we ask of these guys protection-wise, because we see a lot more, especially going against our defense and trying to survive. You better understand the protections, and we give those quarterbacks a lot of flexibility. But as far as it's very natural for him. The ball handling. First level, second level, third level reads from a run-pass game. That's been pretty easy for him.
The success you've had with the offensive line and building the depth you have right now, and the results like Saturday, is that a result of iron versus iron?
Oh yeah. You can't. If you don't get better out here or show up, man, it's a long day for you. And so these guys they're very prideful in what they do, and nobody likes to be exposed and have a bad day, and to survive on our practice field, you better bring it, especially in that offensive line. And so there's no question that who we practice against every day for the D-line and the O-line, that's a huge edge for us when it comes to game day. There's no doubt about that. Not everybody in the country has those type of people to go against. And so, like I said, I think that's a competitive edge when it comes to preparing your team.
You mentioned Adam Choice the other day, kind of differentiated just physically. You think you could see him as kind of a short yardage specialist?
I think he can play in any situation, but I just think he's just different. I mean, he's playing with a lot of confidence. He's protecting a lot better. He's really, he had a great step up in the pocket protection today. Taking on a backer, and he's just moving well. I just like he's smooth and. Just playing with a lot of confidence, but he's just different. Right now he's doing a good job. Judah had a big stop on the goal line the other day, but that was a great hit by him. But just really pleased with Adam. Just his knowledge, his leadership. I'd put Adam kind of in the same spot as Kelly, and his game just looks slower to him. It just looks like everything is slowed down, and he's just very confident and sure of himself. And, hopefully he'll stay healthy. If he does, I think he's going to be a real factor for us and make a great contribution.
I just mentioned that you got real serious about those protein shakes this summer to put some weight on. Just how much stronger does he look? Yes.
ETN lots. I mean, he was probably about 185 or so when he got here. I think he weighed in around 203-ish, but he just put the work in. I mean, you can't. It's almost impossible to show up and buy into what Coach Batson and them ask him to do, and Paul Harrington, our nutritionist, and all that. I mean, they do a great job, and we track everything. And then Tony is very accountable to those guys as far as, hey, here's where you are, and this is the plan that you've got to commit to get where you need to be. And it's just fun to see sometimes those guys, as they start to see some results, they just get more motivated. and it just kind of takes care of itself. I think we've all, at some point in our life, you've kind of been there where you're motivated because you feel good or because you're doing something right, and whether you've lost weight or you've gotten into shape or whatever. And that's kind of where he is. You know, once he's going through the process, he's starting to feel himself get stronger. His confidence is growing in the weight room, and then he just buying into how he's got to eat and fuel his body. A lot of guys don't know. Like they don't really know the proper way to fuel their body. And so again, Paul, in our whole nutrition group, they deserve a lot of credit. But you got to buy in, and he's done that. So it's been good to see him. And his confidence is growing. I mean, he's stronger, and it shows on the field.
Is anybody separating that corner spot? Obviously, Trayvon right now between Mark and AJ.
Trayvon, AJ, and Mark are, those guys are all going to play starter reps. I mean, somebody's going to run out there first, but I mean, you're splitting hairs, man. I mean, those are three really good players that, like I said, that's like asking me about them wideouts. I mean, we're going to play a bunch of guys because they deserve to play, and that's kind of where we are. I see that at D tackle with Christian, Dexter, and Huggy, and I see that at corner with Mark and AJ and Trayvon. Those guys have separated themselves. There's no doubt about it. They're going to play starter reps, and again, who runs out there first week to week, I don't know. We'll see how they practice. Every rep counts, but they'll all play a lot.
Can you speak about Mark specifically after battling that foot injury the last couple of years?
Mark Fields, this is the best version of Mark Fields we've had since he's been here. In every area, he's been focused. He's been compliant. Outside one day, I'd kind of get on him because he'd gotten in a fight out there, but he's really been very locked in every area. So I've been really pleased with him. I just think he's grown up, he's matured, he's healthy, feels good, and he has battled some injuries in the past, which has been frustrating for him, but so far so good. I mean, he's really done a nice job. I mean, he's still got, I want to see him finish more plays on the ball in the air, turn a few of those PBUs into some interceptions. But I love his physicality right now, and just his demeanor. I mean, he's been locked in every day at practice, and hopefully that'll continue. If it does, I think he's in for a really good year.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.